welcome to the Hot Tag with your girl Izzy. Today I am so excited to be joined by one of my closest friends. He's like my brother from another mother. He's technically a member of the Undisputed Era as he rapped Adam Cole to the ring at NXT TakeOver 25. He is the artist of the Izzy Mania theme song, which you guys need to check out. He is the voice behind Wrestle and Flow, and he's one of the most talented artists I've ever heard. He is the Josiah Williams. How are you doing?
You are far too kind. You're way too kind. I'm great. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. So give me a little update. What have you been doing?
I've been doing a lot of just like breathing in air that's in my own home. I like to kind of collect that air and breathe it in and send it right back out.
That's right. Yeah.
It's interesting times. I mean, being at home and making music and trying new things, but I've been really enjoying it, making the best of it and the most of the opportunity, and resting a lot because you know that's important.
Yeah, that's nice. It's like how are you? Like, is it hard making projects at home rather than like do you think?
Go ahead.
Like, do you think your songs are gonna hit differently, like during a global crisis? Like,
it's a challenge. I mean, because you're used to this normal style of life, and then all of a sudden that changes. I'll say I've gotten used to it over the past however many months it's been now, but I would hope that the new music, now that I've had some time to like let it stir and sit for a little bit. It's like, you can heat up soup in a microwave, or you can let it sit on the pot for a little bit. So I'm hoping that the new stuff will hit harder, like you said.
What? Yeah, that's all you got to do. So I mentioned before that you pretty much are the creator of Wrestle and Flow. And I don't need to brag, but I was actually part of one of the episodes. It's the Bailey one, and you guys need to check it out. But for the people who kind of live under a rock, just explain what Wrestle and Flow is. No offense to those people.
They just got to wake up. They got to know. Wrestle and Flow is a YouTube series that combines the worlds of professional wrestling and hip hop. It started in 2018 with the Undisputed Era, and it's gone all the way to now. 30 plus episodes, a new show that I've been working on. There's a lot of cool stuff with Wrestle and Flow. So I would say now it's much more of like a brand and a movement than just the series, but it's a big part of my life.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely love Wrestle and Flow. I think you make true magic when you're making these songs. And I think all of them are so different. And I honestly can't wrap my brain around how you do it. So what's your thought process when making these tracks?
Yeah, so I typically like to, I find the instrumentals or the theme songs that I want to work with. I find the talent that I want to talk about. I think there's a timing to it as well of like, for example, doing the one for Becky Lynch a couple of years ago after she broke her face was well done. Just because of the moment, and people are talking about it, and that's a thing that people want to hear about. So it combines a lot of things, but most importantly, it's just I know people love wrestling and I know people love music, so why not put both together and give them a little bit of what they like?
So I know you mentioned the Becky Lynch song. Is that one your favorite, or do you have another one?
Wow. I think definitely it was one of my favorites. She was one of the people who not only, shared it with, her many supporters, but she really got into the lyrics. She was someone who went line by line and kind of talked about what it meant to her. But as far as just general, which ones are my favorite, I absolutely love the Samoa Joe Wrestle and Flow remix, just because it has a different feel and vibe to it. And then something that's different than a typical method of Wrestle and Flow where you take a theme song. I did one for Evolution, the all women's pay-per-view event, and that to this day is one that like hits home each time.
Definitely. I think it hits home for me too, because it's like so cool that like all the women wrestlers are pretty much making history all the time. Now, as a whole, I think you work really hard just to create these songs, and I feel like just from you working hard, it led you to the doorsteps of NXT to pursue your dreams. Speaking of NXT, I gotta ask you this question because I'm dying to know. You grew up watching Triple H and other NXT and WWE superstars, and I know one of your favorites is Shawn Michaels. And now you're in the same room as them at work. Is it weird at all, or do you get like that OMG moment, I'm next to my heroes?
I remember my first time visiting the Performance Center, and I'm touring, kind of getting a look at what's there. And we walked through like our little kitchen area where people take their lunch break, and he's sitting there eating lunch. And I do one of these, and I kind of just keep walking, but I'm like, that's Shawn Michaels right there. Like, what is happening? It's definitely something that you get used to, but you appreciate it just each and every time you see, you know, someone like Shawn Michaels, someone like Triple H, even some of the people who are on NXT that are new, that, man, I'm really getting to know these people and working around these people. And it's something that I don't take for granted. And it's something that I can't wait to get back into one of these days when the world can. Yeah.
I know. I legit, so once fans go back to Full Sail, I legit can't wait to see you out there, like, just yelling and you're like, oh, come on, get hyped. It's definitely nice when you're like, I'm super tired, and then when you come out and you have, like, all the energy in the world, I'm like, okay, I gotta wake up, like, let's go.
That's
so
right.
We talked about Wrestle and Flow. We talked about your NXT career. Now I want to move to something a little bit more different. I know this whole pandemic has been really hard for everyone, but here on the Hot Tag, we like to keep it positive. So Josiah, I'm going to give you the Hot Tag. What is one thing that came out positive from this whole pandemic, or something you're hoping to happen in the future?
Yeah, I'll answer both. I think something that I view from a positive lens is, like, you know, when we're at home, of course, it can kind of get boring or tiresome, but you really appreciate just the life that you have and the fact that you're healthy and doing well. And, you know, I would love to be out there doing all these amazing things. So I'm just, one, thankful for my life. Two, I think I'm just looking forward to getting back to NXT and looking forward to, because there's so much right now. If you're watching NXT, you're seeing people who you haven't seen, you know, before, some people who are returning. You're kind of exploring some new sides of people. So there's a lot to really get into with NXT. And I think that over the next couple of years, you know, and it happens over time, you know, Shinsuke Nakamura leaves, Samoa Joe leaves, and then other people are stepping up. We have a whole roster of folks who continue to step up literally every Wednesday night. So I'm just excited to see what happens, not even just for myself, but for everyone who's there right now. It'll be cool.
Yeah, I love your positive vibes. Like, I feel like the vibes over here. Like, all the way in my house, I know you're kind of far away, but I feel it over here. Like, social distancing, positive vibes. Well,
That's
I just
right.
wanted to say, and also finally, where can everybody find you on social media, and where can they find your music as well?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks again for having me. My name is Josiah Williams. For the people who don't know, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. at @JDeanWilliams. Look up Wrestle and Flow. Look up the Bailey remix, because you'll see this cool kid in that video.
Who is this kid?
Man, it's like Izzy or something like that. She's
that's
really cool.
Me. Wait,
that's
me.
you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Can I get like an autograph?
Yes, I'll send it to your house.
All right, there we go.
All right. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Like, I honestly, like, I'm so proud of you, and just keep on working hard. And I know you're gonna get back in NXT. Like, seriously, I think, like, the day you're back, I'm gonna start sobbing, because when I found out, like, you were furloughed, I was sobbing. I was like, I can't do this. Like, and I have no shame in crying. So just saying, super proud of you, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, and right back to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Your energy is infectious, and I know that you're gonna take over this industry. So we'll be waiting.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for joining me on this episode of The Hot Tag with your girl Izzy and Josiah Williams. Yeah, I will see you guys next time.